All right, welcome back to another episode of Data Mastery, Marketing for Modern Growth. Appreciate you being here. Um, Excited about the topic. It's one that it keeps popping up, especially the more B2B businesses that we're talking to. I mean, with the e-com brands that you're spending 100,000, 50,000, millions of dollars a month in ad spend. You likely are already doing something with those individuals that are visiting your website. But more and more, we're finding in the B2B space, especially with those businesses that might only be spending a few $1,000s a month in ads. Maybe they're not spending money in ads. They're sending out emails or they're visiting trade shows to try to get people to click back to the website. Whatever the case is, um, they're missing out on a pool of potential business with ignoring those individuals that are visiting the website. When I say ignoring, I mean by not actively trying to capture that data of those individuals and then retarget them, um, run ads back to them, send them an email, on the B2B side of things, make sure they're not on the do not call list and pick up the phone and call them, things of that nature. So that way, I mean, from a B2B standpoint, that data is so valuable. That could be the start of that relationship where, I was just on a discovery call with the client and they have a 6 to 9 month buying process. Their contracts are 100,000 to $250,000 a year. From the time they first communicate with this person to the time that they actually sign the deal is 6 to 9 months. Now, if we could, instead of waiting for that person to come back to the website after that initial visit, a month later, 2 months later, actually pick up the phone and call and start that relationship. What if we could expedite that process? And from that first visit, get somebody on the phone with them, get that LinkedIn connection request sent out, and start that process to build that relationship. And, you know, like I said, just start the process of that 6 and 9 month buying process. It's immensely valuable to be able to see who's visited your website, whether it's through paid traffic, whether it's through SEO, whether it's through email, being able to identify those individuals, enrich that data so we could tell you exactly who is your ICP, your ideal client profile. We don't even just have to deliver everybody back to you. In some cases we do, but for the most part, it's, we define their ICP. So now it's, hey, here's everybody that's visited your website and holds certain job titles at certain businesses doing over a certain amount of revenue. Those are the 3 or 4 key factors that you're looking for in a prospect or in a lead. Here are those individuals that already know about your business, have already visited your website. Go follow up with those individuals. We're going to keep running ads to them, so your name and name, image, and likeness stays in front of them. But now have your SDR team, your sales team, your biz dev team pick up the phone and call those individuals, send them a LinkedIn connection request, send them a personal email. And, like any B2B sale, it all starts with that initial relationship. So we help you expedite the process. The data helps you expedite the process, as well as really shows you who you should be following up with, rather than just some warm list from a ZoomInfo or Apollo. I mean, people are already on your site. They know who you are. They're interested in. Especially, I know every company works slightly differently, or slightly different. But with us, we actually hide the pixel behind a timer. So we're going to make sure that somebody visits the site, but then stays on the site for, say, at least 30 seconds, if not 60 seconds, depending on the site, and visits multiple pages. So they actually visited the site, they had some intent, they were interested, they were engaged with the website for a little while, and then we start retargeting them. Then we enrich and confirm they meet your ICP, and then they get pushed down to your SDRs. So it's very valuable data compared to, I guess, just other data that you could be providing your sales team and your SDR team. So with that being said, that is the biggest thing that's being ignored, I feel like, especially in the B2B space. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Just head to Data Accelerator, book a time. We can do a quick discovery call, see if it's possibly a good fit, or if you just had any questions and you want to connect one-on-one, feel free to book a time, and happy to connect and educate you as much as possible. Appreciate you watching. Take care. Talk to you soon.